In the forgotten village of Marrow's Hollow, there stood a house no one dared enter. Perched on a hill and twisted in its foundation, it leaned as though caught in the middle of a dance. Its windows glinted like eyes that never blinked, and its warped roof curved like a hat tilted in arrogance. Locals called it the Dancing House. They said, under a full moon, the house swayed to music only it could hear, wood creaking in rhythm, floors groaning in step. And once, long ago, a child vanished inside, swallowed whole by the cursed rhythm of the place. No one found a body, just his shoes sitting neatly on the front step the next morning. No one spoke of it in daylight, no one visited it at night. But Caleb Wren was not from Marrow's Hollow. He arrived one rainy evening, soaked from head to toe, a traveler and aspiring writer seeking strange stories. The village inn was warm, filled with murmurs and firelight. He listened as the villagers whispered about the house, how it moved, how it called, how it kept what it claimed. He laughed lightly. "Sounds like a perfect ghost story," he said, sipping his tea. The innkeeper leaned close and said with dead seriousness, "Son, stories are one thing, curses are another. Some doors should stay shut." Caleb didn't listen. The next morning, fog hung low over the trees. Birds were silent. Caleb followed the muddy trail up the hill. The house came into view, looming and lopsided. It looked wrong, like its very angles defied architecture, leaning just enough to make the eye twitch. Its door was already open. Inside, the air was damp, heavy with dust and mildew. The floor groaned beneath his boots. Walls were lined with cracked mirrors, each reflecting odd angles. Some showing corners of the house that didn't exist, others moving just slightly out of sync with him. As he walked deeper, he heard it. Music. Faint, hollow, like an old phonograph playing from another room. A waltz, slow and deliberate, though no instruments could be seen. Caleb followed the sound into a grand ballroom. The chandelier above him dangled by a single rusted chain. The wallpaper peeled like shedding skin. The mirrors here were larger, spanning entire walls. As he walked past one, he noticed something that made his breath catch. In the reflection, he was dancing, his arms outstretched, spinning slowly, as though held by an invisible partner. But when he looked down at his real body, he was standing still. He stepped back. The reflection continued to move. A whisper brushed his ear. "Would you care for a waltz?" Caleb turned, heart hammering. No one. Suddenly, he saw the writing, etched into the walls, faded but frantic. Dozens of messages, all overlapping, clawed into wood and plaster. "Don't trust the mirrors. The house remembers. They made us dance." He stumbled into another room, a gallery filled with portraits. Dozens lined the walls. Dancers. Men, women, children, all posed mid-waltz, but their expressions were wrong. Frozen faces of horror, mouths open in silent screams, hands twisted as if struggling against invisible strings. Then he saw it. A new painting, himself. The paint was fresh, his name carved below, Caleb Wren, 25, waltz number 17. His knees weakened. Behind him, he heard the unmistakable sound of footsteps. Not walking, dancing, tap, tap, twirl. He turned and saw them, apparitions. Ghostly dancers swirling in pairs, some dressed in tattered ball gowns, others in old military coats or school uniforms. They twirled silently, endlessly, their eyes empty. One of them reached out, a woman with half her face missing, and took Caleb's hand. He tried to pull away. His feet wouldn't obey. His body began to move, twist, step, turn. He screamed, but his mouth stayed shut. His muscles no longer belonged to him. The mirrors shimmered. Inside them, he saw dozens of dancers, trapped behind the glass, watching him with sorrow. One of them, a little boy, pressed his hands to the inside of the mirror, mouthing words Caleb couldn't hear. He looked up. The ceiling pulsed like breathing skin. Faces began to emerge, dozens, then hundreds, stretching the surface, mouthing words without sound. Their eyes were wide, pleading. The chandelier snapped. Glass fell like rain. Caleb stumbled into a cracked mirror, and in it, he saw himself. Not the body that was dancing, but his soul, his true self, trapped inside the glass, screaming, slamming his fists against the barrier. Outside the mirror, his body grinned and continued to dance. The house had taken him. Weeks passed. The villagers noticed the house had shifted slightly again. its slant a bit sharper, its shadows darker. And one day, a new traveler arrived in Marrow's Hollow. He asked about the strange house on the hill. The innkeeper only shook his head. "It still dances," he said. The man raised a brow. "What do you mean?" The innkeeper lit a cigarette and stared out the window. "The house is hungry. It always wants a partner." And high above them, behind the fog, the windows of the dancing house flickered. From inside, music played softly, waiting for its next waltz.